going back to the well casing that you saw the install on. That was a couple weeks ago. We'll see how grown up it is and how it looks when he mows it. He lets me catch up with him here. Going down the road to where the power poles are that we put the mow right bys and the crown landscaping edge material around, because we've been mowing all these for years. And see, he just mows right by. Used to have to go round and round and spray and weed whack. Banging up your mower too. That's got to be a good thing.
You can see how easy and slick that was on my ditches. These are only been down for a matter of weeks. They don't have the stable setup quite like my mow right bys has been down 2 years in my yard. But you give one winter's snow and the grass growing around them properly and trapping them, and they'll be very stable too. but you can just see how much time I saved, the effort I saved, a little gas I saved, and how I believe these are a fine product. Both the Mow Right By mowing assistance pad and the Crown Landscaping Edge, being creative with it around the sign and utility post where I used to spray. It used to be one big brown dead ugly spot. When that gets seeded, the grass comes up, that's going to be a beautiful spot in the ditch. And again, it will seed itself better than what it is after a winter of snow on it and the grass grows up. The stepping stones, I didn't show you much of the mowing over it, just around the concrete and around the apple trees, but they're extremely stable too and extremely nice to walk on barefoot early in the morning. I thank you. I want to give you a view of after the mowing, the nice look that the Mow Right Bys have, and a nice finish from the type of Mow Right By mowing I do. You see on this cherry tree how it looks so nice. On this cherry tree, it looks nice. We haven't had rain in about 3 weeks, so the grass is starting to brown up. It's not quite as lush as it was before. The walnut trees look nice. June 15th, the Japanese beetles attack every year till about the middle of August. So we've got our Japanese beetle bags out. Again, here's a nice setup. Looks good. See our apple trees, how well protected they are, how no maintenance is involved, and how quickly we mowed right by. And if you take a picture of the premium soft stepping stones, Judy, you'll see how they're well seeded now, about 8 weeks in, and I can pretty well drive over these any way I want, and they're pretty stable. Very nice to walk on barefoot. So that's what it looks like after the mowing, and it sure makes my life easy. Thank you. Tested all of these Mow Right By products with the mower deck down at 2 inches and up at 3.5 inches, and immediately after I put them down, the soft stepping stones did not move anywhere. The Crown Landscaping Edge has not moved anywhere, so we've given them a good test as far as being sucked up in the mower. There's absolutely no problems with them being sucked up in the mower. I also want to comment on soil compaction and rain penetration. All of our trees have remained healthy. The fruit trees have been there for 2 years. They're young, vulnerable. The rain penetration is okay. There's enough space that it gets to the roots. As far as soil compaction goes, I got a feeling no more than 1/8 of an inch at the most over 2 years have these settled into the soil. So the soil compaction hasn't disturbed our roots or the growth of the trees. I believe also that because we use less poison spray, that this is ecologically better for people's yards and the earth. I also want to put in a little jingle my wife came up with. She's done an excellent job on the trademark name. Now she's come up with the greatest little jingle for advertising there is. And she just pretty well sings, "Mow Right By, easy as pie." Or, "Easy as pie, mow right by." Pretty slick, isn't it? Thank you. I'm going to show you the installation of the Mow Right By now. It's a fairly simple process. We've picked out a well casing that has been a pain to mow around since we've lived here the last 25 years. You can see the damage of a Toro tire on it that's hit. You can use this application on telephone boxes that come up. You notice most of them are broke off and everything from people hitting them. Signposts, fire hydrants, you name it. If it's an object you mow around and it's less than 18 inches, this is the perfect solution to get rid of your weed whacking, spraying poison, which we did here. I've worked the ground up a little bit to make it so we can put grass seed in, but we'll show you the installation, how simple it is. We begin with a little prep on the ground, not much. in a windy day, he'll need some weights to kind of control things a little bit. You'll notice we cut the size hole we think we're going to use. We'll bring it in line with our mowing path, and we will overlap it a little bit, and we shall dump a little mulch on it. That will kind of control the paper. Bring it up a little high in the middle. Filter it out on the sides. Put a little extra in there later. And you'll notice that out to hold my paper from blowing around. And we will, you notice we have the slice in our ground cloth over here, so I'm going to put the slice slit of the mowing pad on the other side. Again, just fold it over, very easy to lift. Bring it over on this side. Oop, wrong side out. I like the nice finish side up. Put my foot on here and let her flop. And there we have it. Got a little extra cloth here. I just fold it over. And again, I'm going to show you a little security here in case you're putting one of these down the road and it's in a remote area and you don't want to lose it. I got a 1x2 plastic board. They sell them at Lowe's. They won't rot. I'll place that under here. Have material from a step runner from Lowe's, a couple bucks each, and I cut rubber pieces out, and that rubber will inhibit the grass growing up there. So here I will, let's pull my rubber out. You can tell if you're in the plastic board by how it draws down on you. Just barely have the screw head flush. I think I got a worn bit. You want to use deck screws with star torque driver. You can take them in and out a half dozen times and they're still good. Don't use Phillips because those are the worst invention in the world. Now we're pretty well done, and we're going to finish it off with one or two shovelfuls of mulch. I think that's enough mulch to stay there forever. And you'll see it's completed. The mow right by attribute will really simplify your mowing. You come at it here and you just mow right by. No more banging, no more tire hitting on your post, and no more 360 degrees. No more spraying poison in this spot. No more weed whacking in this spot. This is maintenance free for decades now. And it'll work on signposts, fence posts, trees, utility poles, fire hydrants, you name it. This mow right by will serve a very nice function. Again, we've got a piece of rubber underneath here that will prevent growth up through here. You can see it fits nice. If you wanted to put another shovel full of mulch on, you could. These are now obsolete, these instruments here. We have not used our weed whacker for a couple years since we put the mow right by in our pad or in our yard. We have not used poison spray on anything that created them ugly dark holes. And I don't know if it's wind erosion or there's no grass roots there, but you use poison for 30 years, all of a sudden your tree roots are all sticking up, and you've lost about 4 or 5 inches of soil around them. And you'll see when we do the crown landscaping edge borders where I had to bring in some topsoil to bring that back up. So that's the installation of the mow right by. Not a complicated affair, very simple, and for the rest of my life I will never have to maintain this. This is done, and much quicker mowing, saves time, effort, and money when you figure the gas. And I believe this is a fine product, and once people find out about it, I think it's going to sell like hotcakes. Thank you.